Daniel Gomez Inspires here. Excited to be part of this Father's Day Summit. I'll tell you what, when I was invited by Aysleth Zeledon, a dear friend of mine, to come and be part of this amazing epic summit, I was like, heck yeah, I definitely want to pour into the fathers and just the parents and really let them know that you're doing a great job. You're doing a great job, but we can do an even greater job. And that goes for myself too. But like I said, my name's Daniel Gomez Inspires, and I'm the father of three amazing children. My youngest being Julian at 22 years old. My daughter Alicia just turned 27, and my daughter Brittany is 30 years old. And I think the first word of wisdom that I want to really give you and really just pour into you this first message is the fact that let yourself understand that each child has a different personality. Let me say that again. Each child has a different personality. And I think one of the biggest mistakes that we make from the get go is we try to parent our children from our personality. Let me say that again. We try to parent our children from our personality. And the truth is this, is that each child, like I mentioned, I have two girls, Brittany, Alicia, and my son, Julian, the youngest. I have two girls, but even though I have two girls, I don't parent them the same because Brittany's personality is totally different from Alicia's personality. And then you get to Julian, the baby, the boy, the son, 22 years old, my little king. His personality is totally different from his two sisters. And I think one of the biggest mistakes that I've seen and just in my coaching and helping parents and helping just business owners, right? When they have, right? Because let's face it, people say leave your problems at home, but if you own a business, your family is part of who you are and what you do. And so many times I hear these conversations that I have with my clients is the fact that they say, well, I don't understand my son, I don't understand my daughter. And the thing is, every one of them is unique. Julian is unique in his own way. He has his own characteristics. He has his own personality. He's going to respond differently than his sisters, Alicia and Brittany. And you got to really understand and ask yourself this question: am I parenting my children's all the same way? Because if you parent them the same way, a child that's an introvert and you kind of use the same approach of a child that's an extrovert, you're going to shut that introvert down and they're going to not listen to what you're saying. And that's the child that's going to tune you out. And then you get even more upset because they're not listening to what you're saying. But it's your responsibility as a parent to understand, am I communicating to my child's language where he's really interpreting and understanding what I'm saying to his personality? So that would be my first word of wisdom. Write that down. Don't make the mistake of parenting all three of your children, all or both of your children, how many children you have two, three, or four. Don't make the mistake of parenting them the same way, because each child deserves a different approach to parenting to their personality, because each child is unique. I would say that's the first thing that you want to understand. And then the second thing that I really want you to understand is right now, our biggest role models in our children's lives are me and you. Let me say that again. The biggest role models in our children's lives are me and you and I, right? And what are you teaching your children? What example are you giving to your children? So many times we want our children to behave a certain way, and then we get upset because we say they're acting a certain way. But guess what, mom and dad? Guess where they learned that from? They learned it from you, pops. They learned it from you, the father. If you're always angry and yelling and getting upset, and that's the behavior that you're modeling for your kids, then that's what they're going to pick up. We can say all the things we want to say, but at the end of the day, what role model, right? What behaviors are you role modeling? Because nothing drives me crazy when I hear, right? Nothing really, like I said, gets under my skin when I hear a parent say, well, my son did such and such, or the father says, my daughter did such and such. And I ask him, well, what do you think they got this perspective of life from? Where do you think they got these behaviors from? Where do you think these traits come from? And rarely do they say, well, they learned them from me. They got them from me. Because their truth is, once again, I'm going to reiterate that, is you, the father, you are the biggest role model. And I think even fathers more, because as men, I think as men, as fathers, fathers nowadays in America, we really need to step up as fathers and be the leaders of our homes. I think so many men have lost that responsibility and really just taking lead. And I'm not talking about being a dictator towards our children, or towards our wives, or towards the households, but really just leading by example, being a man, and a man of integrity, a man that works hard, a man that stands for something, a man that really goes out there and makes a difference in the world, a man that goes out there and does for his community and just really gives back and impacts people in his everyday life. That's the type of men that we need right now in America, not ones that are just, I mean, some people are going to get upset when they hear this message, but I think, right, you got to take care of who you are. You got to take care of your physical body. You got to take care of who you are, right? I think I see so many, it breaks my heart. I see so many children when I go speak at some of these high schools and junior highs as with the way of our way of giving back to the youth, is that a lot of these kids are just overweight, obese, and out of shape. And then you look at the fathers, and the fathers are no different. So I think as a father, you want to ask yourself, as a parent, what type of example am I setting for my son? What type of example am I setting for my daughter? Do I show them that I value myself as a man? Do I show them as I value myself as a father? Are you showing your kids that you value yourself as such? Because the very things that you're teaching them from the day they're born to the age of 6, let me say again, from the day they're born to the age of 6, your children are being conditioned, they're being programmed, they're being hardwired by the words you say to them, by the way you act in front of them, and by the experiences you give them as a father, as you give them as a parent. So what experiences are you giving them as a father? What experiences are you role modeling for them? What experiences are you showing them? What behaviors are you role modeling for them? It's important that you ask yourself these questions. So many times as fathers, as parents, we don't ask ourselves quality questions, and you got to start asking yourself quality questions. How can I improve as a dad? How can I improve as a parent? So going back to what I just stated, from the day they're born to the age of 6, they're hardwired, they're conditioned, they're programmed by the environment they're in. You as a parent, I want to encourage you as a father, create an environment where you're affirming your children every day. I think that that's one of the things that I really want you to understand, is if you can take something that's really, really of importance today from this Father's Day Summit. And once again, Aysleth, thank you so much for inviting me. I'm honored to be part of it. Is, are you affirming your children? Are you giving your word? Are you giving your children, as the father, as the leader of the household, are you giving them words of affirmation? Are you encouraging them? Tell them, son, I believe in you. Daughter, I believe in you. There's greatness inside of you. Are you affirming them, that you're letting them know that there's something special inside them, that they can go out there and become, right? They can be, do, and have whatever they want. Are you doing that as a father? These are the things that you need to take into consideration, because if you're wondering why your children are not behaving and why they're not being the kids you want them to be, because what environment, what culture are you creating at home? It's no different than the culture you create at your business. What type of culture are you creating in a business? Well, guess what? You got to create that culture at home. What type of atmosphere are you creating? Are you allowing your children to expand their wings and to be what God created them to be who God created them to be? And words of affirmations, they just affirm that. Your children know what you teach them. Your son, your daughter, they're going to know the things you instill in them. And the way they learn these things are by the words of affirmations that you tell them, the words of affirmations that you repeat to them on a daily basis, not just a one and done. But I remember my son, Julian and Alicia, when they were smaller, I would wake them up with affirmations. I'm a winner. I'm a champion. I am somebody. And we would yell this every morning. This was our morning routine. And we still do it. I still do it with my son, Julian. He's a senior in Texas State. He's about to graduate here. And I still affirm him. I still tell him, son, who's going to have a great day today? I am, Dad. And you got to re-encourage. You got to encourage them. Words of affirmation go a long way. So A, are you affirming your children? B, what environment are you creating for them? Are you giving them an environment to dream bigger than they've ever have? Are you creating an environment for them to thrive, to succeed in life? Think about that. Are you doing that for them? And are you being the role model that they need? Are you showing the behaviors that they need? I want you to really think about that, because one thing that breaks my heart is when I see a child get in trouble, and it's like, I know them, I know the parent, I know the children, and I say, man, he learned it from y'all. We all know that saying, right? The tree doesn't fall far. The tree doesn't fall far from the. We all know that saying. I'm losing my language here. We all know that saying. The apple doesn't fall far from the tree. The apple doesn't fall far from the tree. So, are you presenting the behaviors? Are you role modeling the behaviors that you want your children to have? Think about these things. I think these are most important. I think you really need to understand that you're your child's biggest role model. And I think be kind to yourself as a parent, right? As a father, you got to know that you're going to make mistakes. You're going to make decisions based on the best that you can at the moment, and it's understandable. And I think what I really want you to take away as I close this time on my here at the Father's Day Summit is to really just really know that the skills, the knowledge you instill in your children right now, it's like seeds planted inside the dirt, right? These are seeds that you're planting inside them in their hearts. Be encouraged, though, even though you don't see the immediate fruit, the immediate results coming to fruition, coming to the surface. I can tell you, especially in my son Julian, I see just the words of encouragement that I've given him, the word, right? The word of God that I implanted to him. I see it coming to life now at his age of 22. You're doing an amazing job as a father. You're doing an amazing job. Be kind to yourself. Just be the role model that they need to see right now, because right now the world is tougher than it's ever been. And you as a father, you got to lead them. You got to guide them. You got to affirm them. And also, you have to discipline them. I know times have changed from when I was a little kid. I get spanked with the belt, and sometimes I needed that spanking. And nowadays, it's like we don't even discipline our children. You can't expect a child to listen to behavior if you don't discipline them. I think that's the biggest mistake that I see going on right now. That's one of the biggest mistakes that I see is lack of discipline, because the child doesn't respect the mom, doesn't respect the dad. But it's on you, dad. It's on you to put that rule down, to put that standard in your home, to discipline your children, and to let them know that there's guidelines, there's boundaries, not in a rude way, not to yell at them and not that, but let them understand that, hey, this is the way things are done, and this is what I expect you to do. And then inspect those expectations. So just know that as your kids get older, it's always a new season. You're growing as they're growing. And I can tell you, as an amazing father of 3 beautiful children, that it's one of the best gifts that God's given me here on earth, is to really be an amazing father, to love all my children. Be patient with yourself, be patient with your children, and bring out the best in them. Bring out the best in them and let them know. Tell your children every day how much you love them. Give them a hug, even if you're not a hugger, even if your dad or your mom never hugged you as a father, even though you were never hugged. Grow above that, mature above that, and give your kids a hug on a daily basis. Tell them that you love them. Affirm them in that body language, because I can tell you that it goes a long, long way. This is Daniel Gomez Inspires. I hope my message encouraged you. I hope it brought life to you. I think it's time that we rise up as men in America and we really lead our families by example. Be a man of integrity, be a man of responsibility, be a man that's going to do what he says he's going to do, especially when it comes to your children. If you tell your children you're going to take them to the park, take them to the park. Don't lie to them. You're the biggest role model that your child will ever have in life. So be the example that you can have the children that you want as they get older and grow up. Be patient. Parent them according to their personality. Don't make the mistake, like I said at the beginning, don't make the mistake of parenting them all the same way, because each child is unique. Each child is a gift from God. Even if you have 2 girls or 2 boys, you're still going to parent them different. This is Daniel Gomez Inspires. What an honor to be part of this Father's Day Summit. Once again, Aysleth, thank you so much for inviting me. I hope my words inspired you, encouraged you. And remember, if no one's ever told you they believe in you as a father, I'm telling you right now, I believe in you. There's always room for improvement. God, I know that. Go out there and make it happen, and have an amazing and happy Father's Day next week here, ladies and gentlemen. God bless you. Thank you for your time.